Question then is, and a veteran is in another jurisdiction, their eligibility for veterans benefits is subject to being denied based on a felony warrant here in Nevada. And you were approached about that warrant, lifting that warrant. What would be your analysis of your interest? The other, yeah. Bruce, we'll make sure you get to come back.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Travis, I would hope that the court will soon do something to make the statute that passed in the last legislature creating a veterans court a reality for our community. Because this is the very kind of thing that's intended to be addressed in that court. This is the kind of thing that should be diverted away from the regular criminal justice system and into a court that helps people who, because of their service to our country, are unusually vulnerable. And that court was intended to address those kinds of problems for people. And as far as I can tell, they've done nothing to create it or make it happen here in Clark County. And I would hope that in the next few years, I know that times are tough, there's a lot of money that's really tight right now, but these kinds of programs actually help people because they keep them out of the regular criminal justice system, and we don't have to spend the resources on somebody who can really be helped in a way, in a diversion program. So I would hope that that diversion program and that diversion court would get up and running very soon.
Well, I'm gonna thank you for your answer and suggest that that was a punt, because my question to you as a judge, and you were approached by counsel from another jurisdiction representing a veteran with a criminal matter in your court, what would be your interest in quashing a bench warrant and allowing a veteran to remain in treatment in another jurisdiction?
I think that's entirely appropriate. I think that's what the legislature intended by creating a diversion court. They've already stated it's their intention that we allow people to do exactly what you're saying, stay in treatment and stay out of the courts. So I think the fact that we've got that statute on the books gives us a basis to do that.
Thank you.
Even though we don't have the court to divert them to yet.
I would just suggest that there is a lot of technology at the courthouse that's currently underutilized, and I think you could do video conferencing and you could do a lot of this court work over the phone, on the computer, through Skype or any of these other video conferencing. You could bring that in. You could have a hearing right there. You could quash the warrant. You know, I think judges and it's been my opinion that they're pretty careful when it comes to suspending people's benefits or granting someone injunctive relief when their job is at stake and they need to get to work. And so I think that those are matters that judicially should be taken very carefully when there would be treatment at stake. And rather than just hauling somebody back here, that you could maybe get them on the phone or at least have somebody on the other end, a sheriff's office or something, verify who they are, and that you're talking to the right person, and put them under oath, and have a video conference, and figure out whether or not the warrant could be quashed at that time, or whether you need to take immediate action.
Bruce still gets a chance.
Yeah, I was confused by the question because you talked about pro bono and you didn't mention anything about a judge, so I thought you were talking about a lawyer doing something. Well, I think, quite candidly, my two candidates had better answers than I did, and you know, if I'm a district court judge, I want to be fair and impartial, and I'm going to hear the arguments of what I don't know what the Clark County District Attorney's Office's position might be on the particular case, and if there's private counsel or a public defender, I'm going to consider all the facts and evidence and try to make the right decision and not abuse my discretion.
I appreciate that. And just briefly, how about a little feedback from you guys? How could I improve that question?
The last question will come from Don Wilbright.
Just a little simple generic question. What experience do you bring to this department that would have this panel here want to select you over said opponents?
Who do you want, Don?
Anyone.
That's Bruce Gale.
I'll just tell you about my experience briefly. Born and raised in Houston, moved here when my parents moved out here. I went to the University of Texas in Austin, have a bachelor's of business administration and accounting, worked here in Las Vegas as an accountant and a CPA for 7 years. So I have about 7 years of business experience as a CPA. Then after that, I went to law school, University of San Diego School of Law, came back here and practiced law for about 22 years. I also attended and am still attending the School of Hard Knocks. I haven't graduated from that, I'm still attending. But I think I have life experiences and the experience as a lawyer and as a business person to bring to the bench, the experience that is required of a district court judge district court judge. This is going to be an entire civil department. And as y'all know, the district court has jurisdiction over gross misdemeanors and felonies committed in the county and civil cases worth $10,000 and up. Although you also might hear criminal cases if there's criminal overflow, if another judge is hearing a criminal case and had other criminal cases stacked up, and if you're available, you can hear them. I've represented plaintiffs and defendants in all types of civil cases, probate cases. I've worked at the DA's office. I've done criminal defense. So I think I have well-rounded experience and have had the types of cases that I'm going to hear as a judge. I've been in the trenches, and the cases that I have, my client's financial lifeline, for the most part, because a lot of my experience has been civil, depend on how I do and how the judge rules in the case. So I take every case serious, and I'm going to be well prepared, and I'm going to read everything myself. I'm going to know the facts. I'm going to know the law, and I'm going to try to make the right decision. And because every case is important.
Two things. One is
That's Gloria Sturman. Yeah, you gotta announce your name that way because
Gloria Sturman.
Thank you.
And I have, I think, two areas of qualifications. One is my experience as a civil trial attorney. As Bruce mentioned, these are intended to be civil trial courts. They increase the filing fees on civil actions in order to pay for these, so no tax dollars had to be used. It's really intended to clear up the backlog of civil cases. David and I moved here at about the same time, and he knows that when we first moved here, you could get a trial easily. I tried a lot of cases in the first probably 10 years of my legal career. In the last 10 years of my legal career, I could count them really on two hands, the number of trials I've had in 15 years. You just can't get a civil case to trial anymore. So we're really needed to clear up that civil backlog. And I have experience as a trial attorney in state and federal courts. I've tried a lot of jury trials in both courts. And then I have experience actually as a judge. For the last 5 or 6 years, not just as an arbitrator, but as an actual judge, I've been participating in the short trial program. Judge Williams was one of the leading founders of this program, which allow you to try a case in one day on a stop clock, literally. And I've tried a number of cases as a judge, both with juries and non-jury cases in that program. I've also served as a judge in justice court and tried, as Bruce mentioned, jurisdiction there is less than $10,000. So I've tried a number of cases as a judge in justice court as well, sitting as a pro tem judge. I think my learning curve would be relatively low. I've served as a judge, and I even have served as a juror. So I can tell you I've been in every role in that courtroom, and I think that I know what it takes to run a trial efficiently, so that the purpose of these courts, to get these civil cases resolved quickly and efficiently, could be fulfilled. Thank you.